Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tyler and we are back with another Dragon Ball What If video, and today we are going to be doing a highly requested one, which is a continuation slash part 2 on What If Shallot was canon. Now, this What If has been doing very successful, and of course, I wouldn't even be doing part 2 without your guys' support. So if you guys do enjoy part 2, and if you want a part 3, leave it in the comment section below, or tell me in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's get right into part 2, because we do have a lot to cover. Now, Goku would be in the hospital for days and days and days, while Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan would go to Namek. However, I believe Shallot would actually go to Namek with them. Now, you guys are probably asking, why would he do that? My reason for Shallot wanting to go to Namek is to solely protect Gohan, and I believe Gohan would tell Shallot to come with them. And if anyone in the comment section tries to argue that this isn't of this Dragon Ball Legend Shallot who's a Saiyan and wants to get stronger and is cocky and stuff like that, remember, we are building a new Shallot from scratch, so this isn't the same Shallot you know. He's a lot more protective and would want to protect people like Gohan because he's really his only friend. What then happens is when the two Frieza soldiers are on Namek and Krillin, Gohan, and Shallot encounter them, or Krillin and Gohan did in the original, but Shallot is with them this time, and the Frieza soldiers would automatically recognize Shallot, and they would say, "Shallot, what are you doing with these outsiders? You betrayed the Frieza Force. How could you?" Before he could report anything to Lord Frieza, Shallot would instantly kill the two soldiers. Shallot then looks at Krillin and Gohan and he says, "I'm sorry. You know I'm not part of the Frieza Force anymore. I'm gonna make that very clear. If Frieza's forces are here, well, we can't really stand a chance. All we need to do is just get these Dragon Balls, wish our friends back, and get out of here." Gohan and Krillin then make that, their goal. Basically get the Dragon Balls, and it's a lot more serious since they now know that Frieza is on the planet. So just like in the original timeline, Krillin and Gohan would head to the Namekian village, however Shallot would be included in this scenario. As soon as Shallot recognizes Zarbon, Dodoria, and Frieza, he would immediately take Krillin and Gohan to cover, basically hiding from Zarbon and Dodoria and Frieza. They aren't aware that Shallot, Gohan, and Krillin are there, so they just continue on with their whole Namekian slaughter plan, basically demanding for Dragon Balls, and they don't get it, and the Namekians destroy all their scouters. Dodoria, he rips them to shreds and is about to kill Dende until Shallot comes in and sends Dodoria flying into a Namekian house. He would then save Dende, he would grab him, and then he would immediately fly off along with Krillin and Gohan. Frieza would then recognize Shallot as he's flying away. He would then say to Dodoria, "Get that monkey, that traitor, I want his head, get him, Dodoria." Dodoria would then fly off chasing Gohan, Krillin, and Shallot. Shallot is worried that they're not going to get Dodoria off their tail, and so Shallot then tells Gohan and Krillin to, "One of you hold Dende as he's going to be the one distracting Dodoria." Krillin then refuses and says, "Don't worry, I got a plan." He would then fire the solar flare at Dodoria, basically blinding him, and they would escape. Dende is freaking out at this point, and Gohan and Krillin try to calm him down, saying that, "Hey, it's alright, calm down, don't worry, don't cry." And Shallot is basically telling Gohan and Krillin that we need to start finding these Dragon Balls as fast as we can now, because now these Frieza soldiers are going to be alerted, and they're going to be scavenging everywhere around the planet, basically trying to hunt us down. We are on limited time, we need to get these Dragon Balls now. Dende would then say, "Oh, you are looking for Dragon Balls? Oh, I know where one is. I don't think any soldier has been there. Don't worry, I'll take you there." And Shallot would basically escort Dende to Guru's house, while Krillin and Gohan basically camp at their little hiding spot. When Dende and Shallot arrive at Guru's place, I believe Dende would vouch for Shallot, saying how he's a good guy and he even saved his life, and how, his Namekian brothers are basically dead, and he's the only survivor, and the only reason he even survived was because of Shallot, and Shallot needs these Dragon Balls to revive his friends. Guru would then say, "I sense good in you, Shallot. Come next to me." Shallot would then walk over to Guru, and Guru would place his hand on Shallot's head, unlocking his potential. Guru would then say to Shallot that he knows that Shallot is a good guy, and he will use this power that he just unlocked for good. And Shallot would then say, "Thank you," and that he definitely will. He would then fly at max power, making everyone aware of a ginormous power being on the planet, a power level of over 139,000. Frieza and Zarbon would catch this power level, and Frieza would immediately order Zarbon to go and chase after that power level and hunt him down. And I don't care how much weaker he is, he needs to go do his job. Zarbon would then, sweat a little bit, and, he's a little scared because this power level is way higher than his. His is around, like 27,000 or something like that. And Zarbon would just chase after him because if he didn't, Frieza would have already killed him by now. And Vegeta's in this healing pod because he already faced Zarbon for the first time. He's killed Dodoria and killed Kui. He would then sneak out of the healing pod without Frieza noticing, and Vegeta would chase after Zarbon because he got a Zenkai boost and now he's confident that he could take down Zarbon. SHALLOT would then arrive to Bulma and Krillin, basically telling them that he got the Dragon Ball, showing them the one-star Namekian Dragon Ball, and putting it down on the ground. SHALLOT would then ask Krillin and Bulma where did Gohan go, and Bulma would then say, oh, the Dragon Radar went off really close by, and Gohan went to go get the Dragon Ball. SHALLOT would then say, oh, alright. And shortly afterwards, Zarbon would arrive, and basically demanding to Bulma Krillin to hand over the Saiyan along with the Dragon Balls. And Vegeta would shortly arrive after Zarbon shortly arrived, basically demanding a rematch, and confidently saying that he could beat his ass now. SHALLOT would then get a little bit frustrated, and Vegeta then says, hush, weakling, allow me to deal with Zarbon, then I'll deal with you. SHALLOT would then say, I don't know if you can do that now, but go ahead, go have your fight with Zarbon. Vegeta vs Zarbon ends up like in the original, with Vegeta killing Zarbon the second time, and Vegeta then asks SHALLOT, Bulma, and Krillin to hand over his Dragon Balls. SHALLOT would then say, over my dead body, you're gonna use this to try and bring harm to the world, and SHALLOT is done with that. He's done bringing in violence and just destroying peaceful worlds. He wants to protect them now. SHALLOT would power up and immediately appear in front of Vegeta, punching him in the face and sending him flying. Vegeta barely recovers from that punch, and as soon as he recovers, SHALLOT would appear in front of Vegeta, again slamming him to the ground. Vegeta is heavily injured from those 2 hits that SHALLOT gave him. SHALLOT then flies down and basically tells Vegeta that he is not like him and he's gonna spare him just this once. After SHALLOT finishes his whole little sentence to Vegeta on how he's not like him and he's better than him, he would then sense 5 other power levels, and he would immediately assume that it's the Ginyu Force, Frieza's strongest soldiers. Vegeta would immediately smile, and he would slowly get up. SHALLOT would turn around acting immediately hostile, and is ready to finish off Vegeta, or is ready to counter anything Vegeta throws at him. Vegeta would then say, relax, I'm not gonna attack you. I actually want to help you. This killing Frieza plan, I would very much like to be a part of it. I want to see that purple tyrant fall to the ground. SHALLOT would then say, get lost, or else I'm gonna kill you right now. Vegeta would then quickly fly away. He would then say, you're gonna regret not having me on your side, SHALLOT. SHALLOT would then tell Krillin and Gohan that if they're gonna have any chance of killing Frieza, they need their potentials unlocked as well. And SHALLOT would immediately bring Krillin and Gohan to Guru's house, and Krillin and Gohan would unlock a potential boost. Or unlocking their potential, or however you want to call it. I would say SHALLOT would do this in a couple of seconds because he would power up immediately to max power because he doesn't want to leave the Dragon Balls and Bulma alone. So he would just fly and get Krillin and Gohan's potential, and then they would fly back to their Dragon Ball spot. When the Ginyu Force are ordered by Frieza to go in the direction where Zarbon was because Zarbon never came back, they would encounter SHALLOT, Krillin, and Gohan and the Dragon Balls. Ginyu would then say to hand over the Dragon Balls, and SHALLOT would power up to max, getting ready to face Ginyu. Ginyu is completely shocked at SHALLOT's power, and he wants that body. And so Ginyu would use body change, and he would swap into SHALLOT's body. Ginyu in SHALLOT's body begins to laugh, and he would then say, oh, don't worry, friends, just give me the Dragon Balls right now. Krillin and Gohan would immediately run back along with Ginyu in SHALLOT's body, and SHALLOT in Ginyu's body would then say, Krillin, Gohan, no, it's a trap. Ginyu in SHALLOT's body then sneak attacks Krillin and Gohan, injuring them heavily and taking the Dragon Balls, and is now flying to Lord Frieza. The Ginyu Force are ordered by Ginyu in SHALLOT's body to take care of them and basically just kill them. The Ginyu Force are ready to do so until Vegeta sneak attacks Goldel, killing him instantly. Gohan and Krillin are actually surprised that Vegeta came to help them, and Vegeta says, the only reason I helped you is because I want to finish off Frieza's forces. Don't think I'm your hero or whatever. Raccoon would then mock him, saying how, oh, it's funny how you call yourself such a strong warrior and you're so determined to try and kill the Frieza Force, however you're not even on the Ginyu Force's level. Vegeta would start laughing and he would say, Well, Shallot letting me live was his first mistake. Well, after he let me live, I basically flew away, went to a healing pod, and got even stronger after my fight with Shallot. You're correct, Raccoon. I am not on your level. I am above it. Vegeta would then begin to power up, and Birder, Jace, and Raccoon are completely speechless. All three of them together try to triple team Vegeta, and Vegeta with one blast kills all three of them. Vegeta would then walk up to Shallot in Ginyu's body, and he would then say, "Look at you, falling for such trickery." Shallot in Ginyu's body would ignore his comment, and then he would say, "So, you're gonna finish me off while I'm not even in my body?" Vegeta begins to laugh, and he would say, "Well, that would be quite easy in your current state. I want to beat you in a much more fair fashion, so you can understand that I will always be the Prince of all Saiyans and the strongest Saiyan. How can I prove that when you're in a pink, weak body?" Vegeta would then fly off, and he would immediately catch up to Ginyu and Shallot's body, because Ginyu and Shallot's body is actually weaker than Ginyu's original state, and so it would take him a lot longer to head to Frieza's ship. And while he's flying there, Ginyu would try and figure out to maybe tap into this power that Shallot possesses, and while he's trying to do that, Vegeta would just encounter him. So, at this point, Vegeta is seeing a Ginyu in Shallot's body who is a lot weaker than him, and not to mention, he has all the Dragon Balls. Vegeta would then smirk, and he would say, "Hey Ginyu, how's it been?" Ginyu would then say, "Oh, nothing much, Vegeta. It's been fine. So, how do you do?" Vegeta would then just cut the whole act, and he would just punch Ginyu in Shallot's body in the face, and he would slam him to the ground, throwing a multiple ki blasts. He would then say, "Oh, I don't know, trying to kill you. How about you?" Ginyu would then smirk, and he would say, "Change now." And as the beam is coming at Vegeta, Shallot and Ginyu's body would get in front of the blast, making Shallot and Ginyu go back to their original bodies. Goku would arrive on Namek and would get a quick rundown from Krillin and Gohan on what's going on, and Goku would immediately fly out to where Shallot, Vegeta, and Ginyu are at. Goku would use the Kaioken to boost his speed up so he can get to his destination faster. Vegeta and Shallot would sense this and remark that a huge power level is coming their way. When Goku gets there, Ginyu would sense Goku's strong power level, and so Ginyu would do a sneak attack change now before Vegeta can even try and do anything, and it actually works. So Goku Ginyu is still a thing, and Vegeta would actually beat up Goku Ginyu since he already knows that Ginyu is in Goku's body and Goku's in Ginyu's body, and just begins to beat him up like in the original. Ginyu would try and change now with Vegeta, and then Goku would get in front of the blast, which would put Goku back in his original body like in the original, and Ginyu Frog would still happen, and everything like that just happens as per normal. And with Goku being heavily injured and Shallot also being heavily injured, they would both be immediately put into a space pod or a healing chamber pod. Everything with Frieza arriving and Frieza versus Vegeta and second form Frieza, that would all happen like in the original, along with Piccolo fusing with Nail and second form Frieza through third form Frieza, that would all happen as per normal. I believe everything would happen as per normal up until the Vegeta death scene, where Vegeta would still die on Namek. However, when Goku arrives, Shallot would also arrive. When they both arrive, both of them are as strong as ever. Goku's base form is around 3 million, and Shallot's base power level is around 10 million. Reason why Shallot is around 10 million is because of the fact that his potential was growing, and not to mention he also has the Zenkai boost. So, I believe he would get a bigger amp than what Goku got. Goku would then say to Shallot, "I know how badly you want to kill Frieza, but this guy, he's been torturing my friends for too long, and I'm sick of it. Let me fight him first." Shallot would then say, "Alright, if you start losing it anyway, or if you look like you're about to die, I'm gonna step in." Goku would then say, "That's fine." Everything with Goku versus Frieza happens as per normal up until the Spirit Bomb portion. And instead of Piccolo stalling for time, it's gonna be Shallot in Piccolo. Shallot would transform into his humanoid grade 8 form, actually hurting Frieza, and he's actually damaging him. Because remember, he's around 10 million, and the grade 8 form is a 10 times multiplier. So his power level would be about 100 million, really near to Frieza's 100%. And so Frieza's thinking about charging up to 100%, but he just decides that, you know what, he's just going to shoot a death ball and kill everyone right here, since he can survive in a vacuum of space. Frieza would get ready to shoot the death ball until bam, the Spirit Bomb consumes it and consumes Frieza, and Frieza is seemingly defeated. But as you all know, that doesn't happen in the original, and that doesn't happen here. Frieza would actually survive. He would fire a death beam at Piccolo and kill Krillin. Goku, as you all know, would start getting into a bit of rage and actually transform into a Super Saiyan. And with Goku being a Super Saiyan, he would be more than enough to defeat Frieza, and Frieza would be defeated, everyone would be teleported on Earth via the Dragon Balls, and New Namek would happen, and Goku would be on Yardrat. And that's where we're going to end the story for now. Be sure to suggest me what ifs down in the comment section below. Also join the Discord and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Anyways guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out. Bye.